50 years ago, Lyndon Johnson was president. The Vietnam War and the continuing movement for civil rights dominated national conversation, and it brought about a sense of urgency to right the wrongs of our past. The country was in the midst of very turbulent times. Change was inevitable, but would not occur without a fight. Martin Luther King Jr., the face of the civil rights movement for the past decade, denounces the Vietnam War, and much of the country's power structure and media denounced Dr. King. On February 1st, 1968, 2 Memphis sanitation workers were killed in the back of a faulty garbage truck while seeking refuge from rainy weather. Their deaths sparked the Memphis sanitation workers strike that brought Dr. King to Memphis.
I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
On April 4th, 1968, on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. 50 years later, our country is still facing turbulent times. As a nation, we are still grappling with many of the issues that concerned Dr. King. Protests against police brutality, against hate groups and symbols of hate, and for equal, civil, and human rights persist. It's more important now than ever to ask ourselves the question, where do we go from here? In 2018, all eyes will turn to Memphis to remember the tragic event that occurred 50 years ago. Through MLK50, we will honor and reflect on the past, evaluate the present, and propose solutions for the future. Through MLK50, we will focus on Dr. King's work in addressing poverty, education, housing, jobs, nonviolence, militarism, and justice by promoting intergenerational dialogue, collaboration, and action. Icons of the movement, opinion leaders, scholars, faith leaders, educators, youth, the arts, legislators, citizens, and corporations are joining us in taking a look back at what America stood for then, but also a look at what America stands for now. The year-long commemoration culminates on April 4th with a day-long observance and tribute to Dr. King from the balcony of the Lorraine Motel, and a bell tolling at 6:01 from churches and universities around the nation, marking the moment Dr. King was shot. The day ends with an evening of storytelling, with civil rights icons and new movement makers in dialogue about the movement then and now, answering the question, where do we go from here? Join the National Civil Rights Museum as we commemorate the life and legacy of one of the world's most prolific humanitarians and peacemakers, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., with MLK50 in Memphis at the Lorraine Motel.